Happy belated birthday, Negro.
Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. My name is Igor and this is my beautiful wife, India. And on this channel, we review shows such as Raising Kanan, Power Book 3, and also Married at First Sight Season 13. So, if you happen to be interested in any of these shows, stick around.
Yeah, now if you're wondering, who was I wishing happy birthday to? It was Kanan. So we watched Raising Kanan Episode 5, Choosing Your Battles. And we found out in this episode that Kanan's a Leo. He said August 15th. He's a Leo like us.
You ready to talk about it?
Oh yeah, let's talk about it. I forgot that part. So we're going to talk a little bit about the synopsis, like a high-level overview of what we saw in this episode, right? Mm-hmm. So we learned in this episode, like I said earlier, that Kanan's a Leo. Leos. Now, but he's making us look bad. But shout out to all the Leos celebrating the month of August. But I digress. So we learned in this episode from the very beginning, right? You know, Kanan's looking crazy. He look a little disheveled, obviously because of what he just experienced. Maybe some PTSD there. You know, there's no counseling, no mental health days. And we also see that, obviously, Rock finds out everything. She's waiting for him to reveal the truth. So I was right. She wanted to see if he was going to come clean first.
She's a straight detective.
Straight detective, which takes us to another point later on when we talk about Detective Howard, right?
Omar Epps.
Yeah, it's juicy, right? So we see that she's angry with Marvin. We see Marvin's a fuck up. We see Marvin fighting with his brother. And I'm still in disbelief that Marvin is the older brother. Then we see Jukebox exploring her music career, possibly, right?
Possibly, yeah.
We see Jukebox actually getting outed by Shirley's family.
Which was inevitable. You got the tape, you hid it in the girl's house.
And you're kissing and smooching, in the street. Didn't lock the door.
Yeah, and I mean, like, did she think she was not going to get caught? Y'all kissing in the street, y'all making tapes, playing around together, and, like, y'all in the house messing around, and the mom's home making spaghetti and meatballs. What were they making?
You got it right.
Pasta? Or was it spaghetti?
I don't know.
They were making something. Girl, your mom is home. And the crazy part is, like, she walked in on them, right? And she's like, Shirley, oh my God. And she's just like, still going to town. Like, didn't even care that her mom already said, Shirley, oh my. Like, what are you ladies doing, man?
We also see in this episode, Kanan still being a hothead, not listening to his mom. He's getting involved in the business with Scrappy and trying to blame Scrappy instead of Davina. Fast forward, obviously, we find out at the very, very end of the episode that it's a high probability that Omar Epps, aka Detective Howard, is his father. Okay, so that was like a just overview of the episode. So every episode, we come up with a theme for each episode. What do you think is the theme for this episode?
I think it's clearly just doing your own thing. Like, everybody, this show, well, not this show, but this episode, everybody's just doing their own thing.
Okay, so let's start with the first person, and let's always go from major to minor characters. All right. So, obviously, Kanan is doing his own thing, right?
For sure.
Kanan, his mom told him, listen, stay out of it, blah, blah, blah. Here he goes, starts a fight with Scrappy, making it hot, getting on the street. The cops are surveillancing him now. He's going to the police station, and he's not even thinking, and he uses a bloody tissue and he leaves it there. Hello, DNA, right? I don't know if they had that technology back then, but I'm assuming because they zoomed in and showed it, it's going to be important. He's not listening. You know, he refuses to believe that Davina had any parts of it. Then he goes to the police station, which is actually bringing more attention to his family. And she told him to stay out of it. And we saw him looking under his bed, so I'm assuming he was looking for a weapon possibly. Like, and at the end, she's showing him how to
No, he did. He had a pistol there.
So why didn't he shoot him when they were fighting?
Wait, what scene are you talking about?
When he goes to look, before he goes to Scrappy, he goes into his bed, remember?
Because his mom came in.
Oh, so he didn't grab the pistol.
He started talking to his mom.
You're right, he didn't get a chance to grab the pistol. So anyway, we see him trying to start problems. He refuses to listen to anyone's advice. Jukebox tells him that it's a high probability it's Davina. He refuses to listen. He doesn't even question her. He just goes straight to Scrappy, fighting, goes to the police station, and it's just a hot mess. He doesn't listen, right?
No, he's not going to listen.
Clear indication of doing your own thing. And I don't understand why she's showing him how to make crack at the end of the episode. Like, what kind of mother is that?
I don't know. She's very confusing because I think she's kind of at the point where she has tried to, like, not put him around the stuff. But by default, because he is her child and he is in that environment, he's already pretty much in it. She should have put him in, like, somebody else's house, another family member, or just somewhere away from all of this if she wanted him out of the business. Because the fact that he is witnessing everything, if he chooses that's the path that he wants to go, which is what he chose, then she can't really stop him. And clearly, she's tried different approaches, grounding him, trying to keep him away from this stuff, trying to put him in the business, trying to show him around. Regardless, he has made up his mind and he wants to go in. And every time he goes in, bad things happen.
And we also see her doing her own thing in terms of the theme. She doesn't tell Detective Howard that he has a baby. So obviously he's watching Kanan, not knowing that Kanan is his son. Obviously he finds out, or he thinks he knows. So it could have went really left. He could have shot his own son possibly, or arrested his own son. We see her making deals with Scrappy, I guess, to infiltrate Unique's camp. But did she tell Marvin? Did she tell Kanan? Did she tell, we call him Kevin for Snowfall, Lulu? Did she tell any of them? Because what if they see Scrappy and they're like, oh my God, he's a traitor, you know?
And then they kill him.
And then they mess up her whole plan. So it's like she's doing her own thing. Like there's a lack of communication. There's a disconnect there.
Yeah, and we could clearly see that because when they were inside the project's apartment, Marvin was like, well, what are we doing here? So she keeps making moves on her own. Pretty much exactly what Kanan does. Like he doesn't communicate with her what he's doing. And guess what? She makes a whole bunch of moves and she doesn't communicate it with her team either.
So like son, like mother?
Pretty much. And there's so much consequences. Like everything so far this season has happened is because of lack of communication. She never told Kanan, or because she never thought that he would be part of the business, I guess. But she never discussed about how she gave up those corners. What happens? Kanan kills Buck 20. That has a whole ripple of effects, you know?
Yeah, I agree with you. It's going to be a lot of ripple effects because if you think about it, her not telling Detective Howard that that's his son, we don't know, obviously, if Kanan's life would have been different if he had a father influence that was not in that life growing up. We don't know now if now he's going to stop investigating Rock because he find out that's his baby mother. We don't know if he's going to try to approach Kanan. We don't know if he's going to tell Kanan. So all of her actions have a negative reaction so far. So she's doing her own thing.
She's doing her own thing, but at the same time, though, if her man was alive while she was pregnant, which seems to be the case, and he found out that's not his child, then her life would have been in jeopardy. So that's why she probably had to keep it quiet. But once he died, I mean, she could have reached out to Omar Epps and said, yo, this is your kid, and seen what happened from there. And maybe that would have been an option for her to get Kanan out the family so that he sees a different type of world, you know?
Yeah, and I think very minor, but we see Marvin continuously doing his own thing. Even during the scene when they're eating, he doesn't understand the magnitude of him. You know, he's like, I went up in there shooting up people. Like, he doesn't understand that he's being reckless. He's bringing attention to the family. He's beating up people in the project, so he's leaving marks on people. Like, he is, I think it runs in the family. They just do their own thing.
Yeah, and the consequences of that, they got lucky. But the consequence of that, when we see Omar Epps in the stash house, he said the neighbors reported gunshots, a loud crash. So it was all heard. He just got lucky that nobody can actually report his actual face.
That's true. That's very true. So let's keep it in the family. So next, let's move to Jukebox. You've noted from like the previous episode, she continuously does her own thing.
For sure.
So we see her doing her own thing in someone else's house, which is a little disrespectful. We see her continuously doing her own thing. She's always by herself. She's moving like she can move however she wants. And then now she's possibly going to be separated from her girlfriend. What are your thoughts of that?
I don't know. I think this is going to create some kind of trauma for her. I think she's going to feel a certain type of way for sure. And that's probably going to mold her into being a cold-blooded cop that she was in the original show of Power. Because not only did she get her heart broken, the way that the mom looked at her like she was some kind of monster or something like that, that's damage right there. That's some serious damage. So we're going to see how that plays out.
Yeah. So we went through all of the characters, right? Now, from looking at this episode, liked it or hated it?
In my honest opinion, I think the episode was okay. But to be real, this is a show by 50 Cent. And I know according to his standards, okay is not good enough. And that's how we feel too. Last Power show, the one with Tyreek in it, what was that?
Power Book 2.
Power Book 2.
Ghost.
It had 10 episodes. Which means if this one also has 10 episodes, then we are halfway through. And if the big reveal was that Omar Epps is the father of Kanan, that's not really a big reveal. Because by this point in time, you know, we haven't really seen too much of Unique in episode 5, which doesn't make any sense. Because in the previous episode, he was scouting, he was looking, trying to catch up with Davina and ask her questions. And he was basically scheming and plotting. So we know he's scheming and plotting. But what has he schemed and plotted so far? All we know is that Raquel pretty much has infiltrated his organization by putting scraps there. But what has he done? Every time they show Unique, it's always like him talking. And they had like one quick clip of them shooting at Kanan that time in front of the house or whatever. But I mean, like, I feel like because we're in episode 5, there should have been something more already. Raquel should be placed in situations that she has to really work hard to get out of. And we should be sitting here like, oh man, what's she gonna do? What's she gonna do? And I'm just not feeling that. I'm really not feeling that. And we're still doing character development. I feel like we're past that point already. And I think if we want viewers to stay and continue to watch the show, something drastic has to happen from Unique and his crew. And if not, then I mean, it's just more talking. I don't know.
Yeah, at first I was like, ooh, I like this episode. But then I really thought back and said, wait, this is episode 5. I said in one of my first few reviews, by episode 5, we should have a lot of drama, a lot of conflict, gun violence, stuff happening, people plotting. And we've only been given like scraps in each episode. I did like the reveal at the end, like the little twist. I didn't think that would be his father. Usually you kind of see them setting the scene. But I didn't even know they had a romantic relationship. I know they had a past, but I didn't know it was like romantic. But it was interesting when he started looking on the computer and I was like, oh, he's connecting the dots. So I really like that. But in terms of looking at the whole grand scheme of things, we're 5 episodes in. Like, besides D-Wiz dying, $120, like, where's the drama? Where's the conflict? Like, we should be at the climax at this point, right? Everything should either be, like, crumbling or coming together, something, you know? And I don't know what's going to happen in the next 5 episodes that's going to kind of try to save it.
Yeah, and basically, like, by the end of this episode, I'm only left with one question. Only one.
What?
And the question I'm left with is, what is Omar Epps going to do now? What is Detective Howard going to do? Is he going to go hard against Raquel's organization because she withheld this information from him and still didn't even confirm it or deny it when he confronted her? Is he going to go hard to put her away for that? Or is he now going to be more protective of her organization and try to take Unique down because his son is pretty much involved? So that's the only question I have now is, what is Omar Epps going to do? What do you guys think? Let us know in the comment section below. Do you think Omar Epps is going to be Team Raquel or Team Unique? Or you think he's going to just try to save himself? Is that why he's reaching out to her, to save himself?
What do you mean save himself?
He needs a relative to get bone marrow from.
So you think he's going to get it from Kanan?
Maybe that's why we don't know. That's what I'm saying. There's 3 scenarios here. He either stays out of it and just keeps doing what's best for him, joins one side or the other, or he's gonna try to get the bone marrow.
True. I don't know. I guess we gotta watch to find out.
Guess we're gonna watch to find out. All right, guys. This is pretty much it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. Again, my name is Igor. This is my beautiful wife, India. Thank you for sticking around. Since you made it this far into the video, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Share this video with your grandmas, your aunties, your uncles, and everybody who watches the show so they can hear our opinion on it. And just let us know, what do you think about our opinion? What do you think is going to happen next? Let us know in the comment section below. We love reading your comments. All right. With that said, see you in the next one.
Bye, guys.
Peace out.